I stand here today under the watchful eye of Lord Collingwood and take a moment to look back on the year. We would like to take a moment to celebrate the achievements of Vice Admiral Lord Collingwood, to celebrate our heritage and our maritime history. And I ask those who are watching to raise a toast at 12 noon and pay tribute to this inspirational man. Thank you and stay safe.
We are today struggling with a disease we cannot see and we cannot effectively control. Our leaders are feeling in the dark, trying to make decisions that make a difference. The Royal Navy has at times faced similar challenges. Places like the West Indies station were notorious for tropical fevers, malaria and yellow fever in particular. Confusion reigned while infections rolled through crews and death tolls mounted. Imagine, if you will, being a senior naval officer in the 19th century without access to any medical science of note or funds and resources to mitigate conditions. The Brunswick, for example, arrived in the West Indies in 1801 and within days had 287 men on the sick list. The Hannibal lost over 200 men in 6 months. In 1829, the Royal Navy recorded 202 deaths from disease on just 8 ships in the West Indies alone. 99 of them on board the Eden and 89 on the Cllr. What priced the morale on those ships? Between 1825 and 1845, 18 out of every 1,000 seamen in the West Indies died from disease. In West Africa, it was 58 per 1,000. Such was the hold that yellow fever had in that colony. Later, in 1865, an outbreak hit the Isis, a depot ship at the naval base in Sierra Leone. Infection after infection occurred, many leading to death, including the ship's own doctor and another doctor from the Rattlesnake who came on board to assist. That physician took the disease back to his own ship, where he passed the infection to others before succumbing. The authorities, in desperation, sent a detail of 112 men from HMS Bristol on board to clean the Isis from top to bottom. 39 became infected, the first within 5 days, and 25 died. The first time Collingwood worked with Nelson, they were on an expedition looking for a new route to the Pacific Ocean in what is today Nicaragua. While Nelson went inland with an army detachment, Collingwood remained at the mouth of the San Juan River. He lost 180 of his crew to malaria and the infamous Yellowjack. Nelson eventually returned almost lifeless to England, but survived. But the Collingwood family was no more immune than any other. Our Admiral's own brother, Wilfred, also a Royal Naval officer, died of another killer disease, tuberculosis, off Grenada in 1787. We've heard how today's Navy is successfully facing the coronavirus pandemic. Suffice to say, it was not always so. Admiral Collingwood and his fellow officers did not only face enemies in battle in defence of this nation, and they are to be respected for their bravery and fortitude against all challenges. Today, you may be in your own front room, but I ask you to stand and salute our own Trafalgar hero, Capt Collingwood, Vice Admiral of the Red, 1st Baron Collingwood of Colburn and Hethpool in Northumberland. Collingwood.
A very good morning from me, Commodore Phil Waterhouse, the Royal Navy's Regional Commander for the North of England and the Isle of Man. I speak to you from my headquarters in HMS Cllr on the side of one of the world's greatest rivers, the River Mersey. Today I was supposed to be on the side of one of the other great rivers in the world, the River Tyne, commemorating with you both the Battle of Trafalgar and our local hero, Lord Collingwood. The fact that I can't be with you, and with my lieutenancy and civic friends, my mini-heroes from the Cadet Corps, and my colleagues from HMS Calliope and RMR Tyne, to listen to the Mayor and the Captain of HMS Collingwood give us an insight into Cuthbert Collingwood, is a source of great sadness to me. My extensive time in the North East, my relationship with the local community, membership of the Collingwood Society and time spent in HMS Calliope has given me a great respect, fondness and understanding of Lord Collingwood. He is without doubt an unsung hero of the Royal Navy and this country. I do suspect, however, that he would quite like that and be very content to be in the shadow of his great friend Lord Nelson. That said, we should perhaps do even more to celebrate this great man of the North East and get his remarkable achievements better known. So it's a real personal treat every year to be in Tynemouth to commemorate him and the greatest of naval battles, Trafalgar. Trafalgar Day is the high point of the calendar for the Royal Navy, even today, some 215 years on. Today, commemorations and celebrations will be taking place around the globe and nearer to home in ships, submarines, air stations, Royal Marine units, Royal Fleet auxiliary ships, Reserve Forces locations, cadet units and shore establishments, most notably in HMS Collingwood, in HMS Nelson and HMS Victory. And at those events we will reflect on the grit, toil and sheer bravery of the men and women who fought with such tenacity at the battle, all under the superb leadership of Nelson and Collingwood. Such is our respect for what they all achieved. I think it's safe to say that we will still be commemorating them in another 215 years. So in short, from the sailors and Royal Marines of today to the sailors and Royal Marines of the Battle of Trafalgar, we salute you. We particularly salute our local hero, Baron Collingwood.